Alright guys, this is my Boros pre-release experience. I put the whole match on here. It's going to be a long video, and I don't know, it's probably not going to be as exciting as I thought, but here we go. I went with Boros for many reasons. One, mostly because it was the first one I chose. And two, because I was most familiar with its cards. I was very fortunate to pull in Aurelia's Fury right away. So I knew as long as I won 2 matches, I'd be broken even, so to speak. So we'll put out our Wojaks here, 3-2 for 2 drop. And then turn 3, I wouldn't call the card broken, but the Madcap skills is extraordinarily difficult to deal with. It forces your creature cannot be blocked by only one creature, and you're basically swinging in turn 3 now for a 6-2. And let's say next turn, you know, it's not super likely that in his turn 3 he's going to lay out 2 creatures, which means almost if he doesn't have any removal, if the person, he or she you're playing, doesn't have any removal, you're gonna swing through for 6 and then probably kill at least 2 creatures on turn 3, or on the 3rd turn it's been out, so turn 6. So it's really a P in the A, so to speak. And then if you put it on a flyer, it's even more troublesome. And then if you look at my grip, I'm sitting on a Holy Mantle, which is a 4-drop 2/2, and it's protection from creatures. So it's even better once you drop that on. But I don't have my 2nd mana, so I'm going to swing for another 6. And then when he doesn't block, go ahead and tap in my Martial Glory. Give his creature +0/+3 just to be a dick. And now I just came through for 9. Taking him all the way down to 5, right? 9 and 6, yeah, 5. I have to, when I'm doing my voiceovers, I have to look at the screen like super zoomed in because the cards aren't that visible. I guess when I do screen captures in the future, I'll turn my computer monitor to a lower resolution. But he brings out his Gutter Skulk, which I'm sure will be well played with the Return of Ravnica Rats deck. He now has 2 creatures, so he can block. However, I'm going to draw a Plains, and now I have a Holy Mantle, which basically makes it unblockable. And it is now a 8/4, and I don't think there's any point in continuing, so he quits. Now we're in game 2, and this goes a little bit worse for me. I just want to show you basically kind of all aspects of the gameplay. Oh, sorry about that. You know, you have a lot of different ways to win with Boros, a lot of different ways to lose. You know, one of the ways is if you kind of get your first wave beaten, which is really what happened to me in this game, it can be difficult to come back. Now, I probably shouldn't have kept my opening hand because it only had 1 creature in it. And if you're going to play Boros and you know you need 3 creatures to trigger Battalion, you really shouldn't keep just one creature. So now we've got a little Basilica Screecher out. I've got my True Fire Paladin, which is a great knight because while it's not first strike like a normal knight would be, it has the ability to get first strike. And in this game, a 2/2 first strike is extremely tough to deal with. So the first strike almost like says, oh, I can't block you because you're going to kill me. And then when they don't block, you can pump it. Now he tried to kill me with Arrows of Justice, but I had my Shielded Passage, which is great. Because had Arrows of Justice read like Destroy Creature or something like that, it wouldn't have protected me. But the fact that it's just 4 direct damage, I was able to protect myself, which is great. I'm feeling like a boss right now because I'm like, yeah, suck on that. Because I figured that's what, he probably sideboarded that into his deck to deal with it. But nevertheless, 18 to 19. So at your pre-release events, how'd you guys do? Were you as annoyed / amazed with as many people that played Boros as I was? I played many pre-release online. Many. It went from it was 2 days or something like that, or maybe 3 days. The first day I played 14 hours straight, and then the second day I played at least 8 hours. And I feel like now I've got a really good feeling of what the particular guilds are about. I'm not ready to say any one is clearly better. Definitely ready to say I like certain things better. So now I'm declare my attacker because I know if he blocks I can first strike it, so he's not going to. Anyway, sorry, I messed up there. There's the Skyjerk 3/1. When its battalion triggers, it gets flying, which is nice. I'm not a big fan of any creatures that are X1. I don't like it. I like creatures to be able to, it's unless it's flying, it's just really dumb. So my turnsies, I've got my Bomber Corps, so I can trigger my battalion. Definitely short on white mana, but it's not hurting me. I'm surviving by that guild gate. And it's just not a bad place to be. I want to kill that Extort Basilica. I don't know why I did that. I really should have killed the other thing. That was a misplay by me. Oh, I think I know why I did it, so I could attack. That was stupid. Long term, I should have killed the pet, because they both had Extort, and the value of getting just 2 damage through there, it wasn't worth it. I definitely misplayed this game. I've done that a few times, actually. I think there's that one Orzhov rare where you can reanimate creatures with X mana cost. So I thought I was tricking somebody. I'm like, haha! I attacked and then was going to bring all my creatures back. They were all 2 or 3 mana cost. Well, I tapped 4 thinking it meant bring everything underneath this mana cost back into play. And then so I tapped 4 and nothing came back into play, and I lost the match. So he's got a great Orzhov deck, I think. I don't remember seeing any giant bombs, but I will say when I played Orzhov, and I've fought hard to not play it. I played a lot of different guilds, but for the channel I wanted to play at least one time with each guild so I could speak from an educated position, or somewhat educated anyway. And so now True Fire Paladin is going to get through. Feeling pretty good at this point. Anytime you can bring in 6, it's 12 to 7. I'm thinking pretty good. I'm thinking I'm going to sweep this match. it didn't really work out like that for me with Boros. I think I went 2-2. I only saw Aurelia's Fury once, I think, in all of my hands, and I never even casted it. So that just goes to show that, like, taking bombs or, putting these crazy rares in your deck, they very rarely save the day. Then again, one time, I think when I was Demir? No. Might have been a Boros v. Boros match. The guy I was playing not only saw Aurelia's Fury all 3 times, he casted it in all 3 games, and it won him 2 of them. So it tells you, how powerful it is. That's for sure. So now we're on to my turn. It's still 12-7. I should have smelled that there was trouble afoot here, because he has all this mana, and but I feel pretty good because I've got Martial Glory, so in case he's got some weird way to do damage. So the guards triggers, I do my 1 to him, so it's 12-6, and I've still got 6 coming through. So at this point I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, well, he's got to block down, blah blah blah, and we'll see one of the many annoying combat tricks that black and white has, that Orzhov has. I think this again goes, I don't want to go off on my tangent about how much I don't like the way that damage is assigned, but Smite comes in and really saves the game for him. I end up losing this game because he kills my paladin, and his stupid Kingpin's pet survives. Or Kingpin's pet, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's frustrating because while the Martial Glory does help me survive a little bit, because I take him all the way down to 1 now, he's still got 2 creatures left, both of them with Extort, and so he's going to be able to build his life back up. As you can see, he does. And so my mistake was probably not getting rid of that Kingpin's pet earlier. I didn't have enough removal, but this match, or this game loss, really comes back to I should have mulliganed my first hand, because I should have, when you play Boros, really just sitting on 1 creature, especially with the other cards I had. It's not like I had all these other crazy any other crazy bombs or something like that. So anyway, back to his turn. Pretty sure I bail out. Otherwise, I don't know why I kept this recording so long. I wanted the entire match because I wanted you to get really a good feel for what maybe playing a Boros deck against an Orzhov deck would look like, and I really think I did a good job of that. I think you really see how you can win with it and how you can lose with it. Extort is a painstakingly boring mechanic, but it works. I've won with it plenty, but it's just not really for me. I didn't. So now I'm tapped out, by the way. Let's get back to the game here. Now I'm tapped out. I've got 8 life because he extorted me down. He can swing with 4. It's not looking good. I can't cast my Martial Raid. I don't have enough land. So he's going to swing with the 2. Seemed weird. But then he probably wanted to leave that back to block. Seeing that Aurelia's Fury right now would have been kind of nice. And here comes another misplay. I should have cast Massive Raid right now on, well, either one of these creatures. I think this is I made so many mistakes in this game. He's only got 4 life, so anything could happen right here, but instead I just forget completely to cast it, and so I bail. And that's what happens when you play late at night. My goal is really to get one of each of the 5 guilds, and I did that. It took till almost 4 in the morning to complete it all, but I don't know. You can see a little bit more of my deck now in the sideboard with Angelic Edict, which is okay. It's like Trostani's Judgment for 1 less, and there's no populate. Assemble the Legion. At first, when I had this card, I was like, this is dumb. And then I got beat by it. It just keeps pumping out 1/1, so I put it in my deck. And I've actually had it resolve a few times, and it's really difficult to deal with. Like, I could see that card along with like a Collective Blessing being some kind of weird combo, or that white card. Oh, even more sense. There's that white Return of Ravnica card that says all tokens get +1/+1. So instead of pumping out 1/1s, you're pumping out 2/2s with haste. It gets out of control pretty quick. And so this game 3, starts out very similar to the other games with the True Fire Paladin out. Seems strange, it was definitely a risky grip to keep because playing 2-color deck, I don't like keeping hands that don't have at least one of each of the 2 mana I need, because you're just so crippled. I mean, especially if you have a lot of 2-color cards. There's only a few red cards in this deck, so you really need both. I lucked out and drew my red mana, and so he's got his Gutter Skulk against my Paladin. This is not a good. It's just not the best matchup for him right now. So we got 18-16. How familiar is this game, right? I mean, they say there is no true random when you have computers do things, but it's extremely random, or it's not random at all. So now I've got the Holy Mantle, which is a great enchantment. It essentially gives you creature +2/+2 and makes it unblockable because it has protection from creatures, which means they can't target it with their abilities. They can't block it. The only way you're getting rid of this thing is with a spell. And having a 4/4 that's unblockable and pumpable to deal with going into turn 5 is going to prove to be too much. So what is unfortunate about this match set is that you didn't really get to see a great look at Battalion at work. My takeaways are there are some good Battalion effects, and there are some not so big deal ones, like Firemane. Whatever that Firemane Angel is, that thing is unbelievable. It is like a game changer. It's bigger than a Relay of the War Leader almost. I mean, it's like when it attacks with Battalion, it does 3. You get 3 life, I think. So you can kill a creature. You can ping them for 3. I mean, it is like it's the bee's knees. And now we're gonna just get madcap skills, make this creature a 7/4. It's 7/4 unblockable by anything now, really. And I'm going to swing in for 9, I believe. And he just needs his removal. Now he's got enough mana to. There's a couple black removal spells that he could have here. And this is where I start to think about how could I lose. I'm outmanned, so if he's got any removal at all, I'm in trouble. And that's. If you're playing Dimir or something, they can tap it. But he just doesn't have a lot going on. I've got some great creatures actually hanging out back here. But it was just too much for him. And so I won the match. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you stayed awake.